What comes to your mind when you think about a lot of money? Is it a number in your bank account or a piece of paper which brings fortune in exchange? Well, what if I say it's all an illusion? It's fear and greed that held together billions of people who believe money is real. Even in my previous video, I discussed about my dreams where I wanted to go on vacations, I want to travel the world, I just want to chill if I have a lot of money. And that is the case with most of the people, where everybody wants to do something like that. They want to have their own car or they want to have their own dreams to pursue when they have a lot of money. But if we see, what you actually need is not money. It's all freedom that we all want. And that is the case with most of the people. We look for freedom in our life, and in order to get freedom, we need money, right? So we shift our focus from freedom towards money, and we start working for it. We start hustling day and night to work for money, and in order to get money, we spend a wholesome amount of time in it. Which brings me to my first point, which is our equation for money is all wrong. Now, it's a lie we have been fed by our parents and the society we live in, where we think money is equal to salary earned from job. Let me tell you a simple theory from the assets column called earned income. Now, earned income is a type of income where we exchange time for money, and that's why it is also called as active income. Now, basically what I want to say is we guys are trading our time in order to get money. And that is actually good to start with, because it's a very profound way of start earning money in an initial stage. But if you see it in a longer term, the issue with earned income is, even if you deliver more compared to other employees, you will be paid same amount of salary which has been paid to other employees as well. Why? Because the company is paying you for the time you have given to the company, not the effort made to the company. What I think is we need a better equation, and for that I have a clip to show you.
Are you guys willing to put in the work and pay? Guys, are you willing to pay the price for what you want? I want to have a business so I can make lots of money and go on vacation and have lots of things. You want a 1% life, but you're not willing to put in a 1% work ethic. Work your job, come home, and do I have to go through it again? Like, do I have to make fun of Game of Thrones and the Golden State Warriors one more time? I'm more than happy to. You've got to give up all the leisure stuff, and you've got to work from 7 to 2 in the morning, start a business, sell shit on eBay. I've put that out there. Everybody can do that. Become the wedding photographer of America, like I became the wine guy. Not everybody can do that. But you've got to make the mental switch. The talent, the white spaces, that's a coin flip. That's a lot of DNA, that's a lot of luck, that's a lot of skill. There's a lot of things there. But the work is always part of the equation. And that's the part none of you want to do.
Exactly, and that is the truth. We never added work in our equation because our company never let us do that. In order to make a better equation, we need to understand the compounding effect of the global economy, which brings me to my second point, which is understand your market value. Well, it's not hard work which always pays you off. It's the value you deliver to the world. Now let's take me an example. If you see a janitor or a housekeeper works really hard day and night to earn a small chunk of money, where a CA who is sitting in an AC room working in front of a desk earns way lot more than them. Now the reason behind this is the job role of a janitor is easily replaceable, but a CA delivers a lot more than that. What I conclude from this is generate a high income skill. Now, developing a skill revolves around some factors. First is your interest. Your interest of work obviously delivers a better version of yourself, and that is really important. Second is the market scenario and its supply demand, if you see. Third thing is what solution you are providing for the problem. If you want to earn money, you need to find problems. Start searching for problems and provide a better solution for it. And if you are expertise on providing the solution, create a business model around it. Now always try to create a scalable business model. What I mean by scalable is, let's take an example of a tutor. A tutor conducts several classes for the same standard. So basically, he need to provide a class at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and so on. So what I want to say is this type of business model is not scalable because he is repeating the same thing again and again. But if we create a video lecture so that anyone can conduct it anytime, now that is scalable. Scalability is the only factor why most of the billionaires are making billions. If it's $1 million problem, you will make million. If it's $1 billion problem, you will make billions. So this is basically a condensed form of what I want to say is, search for problems, and if you find a solution, create a business around it. Even after getting money, most of the people are not able to handle it. Why? Because we are not financially literate. Our schools or our education system never let us do that. So the third point which I'm bringing up is most important, and which is wealth management. So in order to get rich, you need to understand financial literacy. Financial literacy is basically the understanding between the assets, liabilities, and how to invest or use your money efficiently in order to get a better life. An asset is not only something which puts money into your pocket. An asset can be anything which brings value to your life and your productivity. For me, this camera, this mic is an asset because it is providing me values so that I can deliver a quality product. So in order to create such assets, we need to avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is when a certain group of people, or say a person, raise up their standards according to the society they are living in. It's basically, if you have a group of friends working on the same salary scale, so if someone bought a car, you also wanted to have a car. So this tendency of human mind, where we seek the same thing as other people's do, is called as lifestyle inflation. We start raising our standards in order to keep up with the society. But that is not actually good. The reason is, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. So basically, be self-disciplined. Make mindful decisions when you're buying or spending your money in anything. Don't just try to do what others are doing, because that's what rich don't do. Rich are getting richer because they invest in their assets and they create wealth. What is wealth? Wealth is the measure of cash flow from asset columns compared to the expense column. Rich people create assets which generates cash flow. So the income generated from their assets cover up their living expenses. Now in order to get rich, you need to increase your wealth. And in order to increase your wealth, you need to create better financial statements. Now how to create a financial statement is, it's a vast term, but I'll tell you in brief. In order to track your expenses, try to expense your asset column. Try to generate more assets per month, so that you can just track around what your asset column is, what you have in your asset column, and how much money it is generating. Even if it's a small amount, like say 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 100 rupee, that's fine, but it should increase drastically if you start reinvesting that amount in the same asset. So that is basically a brief about financial statements, and try to do that, because although we need freedom at last. So let's close this video here. I'll discuss more about supply demand chain, the assets column, the wealth management, and the fundamentals of what money is all about in another video. Thank you very much for your time and support. Thank you very much. Bye.